I'm here with Steve McKay, who's the CEO of Entone. Steve, we hear a lot about the threats of OTT and the way that that consumers are moving to multiple IP devices. To what extent are operators actually embracing those developments?
Right, so on the surface you have now so many ways for consumers to access their content from many different content sources, and then of course we all have so many devices that allow us to get after content that could conceivably bypass the operator. And what we're seeing is that the most progressive and successful operators are choosing to embrace these trends and to go on offense, if you will. And so to bring OTT and web-based media services into their core offering and to support all kinds of devices for accessing those services, including authenticated pay TV services, whether it be through your operator provision set-top box or your tablet or a media player that you bought at a retail outlet or whatever that may be. And so the most progressive operators are really going on offense rather than trying to defend against these trends.
OTT obviously remains a threat. You have about 100 telecom customers. How are they staving off the threat of OTT?
So at the simplest level, what they're doing is they're looking at the consumer experience and saying, well, if I'm asking the consumer to really go out and buy all these different devices, each with a different login experience, each with a different user experience, perhaps some with remote control, some without, is there a way that I can simplify that for the end consumer and actually bring that into just a unified user experience for the consumer? We feel that's the ultimate opportunity for the operators, is actually to bring all those services in a much richer video entertainment experience for the consumer, but to simplify the access to those services.
It sometimes seems that customers are divided between those who want to cut the cord and those who are willing to pay a premium for highly priced pay TV services. But what about people in between? What choices do they have?
Yeah, there's what we consider to be perhaps even TV's largest market segment. We call the neglected middle class of TV, and these are consumers that on one hand they want more than what they can get just over the top. They want live linear TV, they want to be able to record their programming, they want access to premium programming, they want it in the highest definition signal possible, but they don't want to pay thousands of dollars a year for all kinds of content and channels that they never watch. And so we feel there's just a huge opportunity to go after what we consider to be the neglected middle class of TV. And we feel hybrid is the answer. Hybrid is bringing this combination of over-the-air programming that's available at no cost to the consumer, and blending that together with the best web media and over-the-top content, and bringing that together to the consumer, and combining that as part of a bundled broadband internet service. We think this is a killer opportunity for the consumers and for Entone.
Now, you're obviously a set-top box supplier, but what is the future of the set-top box? Is there one?
Yeah, of course, as a set-top box company, we love to be asked when our business is going away, and so the way that we keep ourselves honest is I have a mantra inside of Entone that Entone needs to be the set-top box company that rids the world of set-top boxes. We're just selling a lot of them in the process, but I do want to talk about a couple of announcements that we've made that demonstrate our efforts to do this. So recently, for example, we announced a partnership with LG. So in that case, Entone actually runs as an application on the LG device. And so you can still call it a set-top box, but it's a device that the consumer purchases. And so we are believers in a bring your own device world, or a BYOD world. And in that world, you're going to have a combination of operator provision set-top box. There were more sold this year than last year, and there will be more sold next year than this year. But this world explicitly contemplates and allows for and embraces the idea of consumers bringing their own devices as well.
And finally, Steve, can you tell me what you're highlighting specifically here at IBC?
Yeah, so a lot of exciting things here at IBC. One that we're really talking a lot about is our announcement last week with TiVo. And so Entone is the first and only company to provide a device that supports the new TiVo network DVR service. And so we're meeting with a lot of customers about that solution. A couple other things we're demonstrating on our booth are our wireless home distribution solution. Entone was founded on the idea of moving media around the connected home. And in Europe, we're finding that this is now the biggest, or one of the biggest issues that operators are dealing with, which is, what do you do with homes that have multiple TVs in them and want the same user experience at all of them? And this is where Entone really differentiates ourselves, and that's where we're really focusing, especially around our wireless distribution.
Yeah, great. Steve, thanks very much.
My pleasure, thank you.